If you're Richaun Holmes, that action includes stepping across the line, accidentally or not, to pick up food that you were having delivered to you. And as a result, you now go back into quarantine for 10 days. So, it has us asking a real question, Mike, on social media about people's snack tendencies.
Yeah, at Golic and Wingo, we're basically saying what fast food meal would make it worth it. Would say, okay, you know what? Go ahead and quarantine me another 10 days because it was worth it. Boy, does this sound like a calorie getter. Ben, double butter burger deluxe cheese curds with Culver's ranch dip.
Oh, man.
Snickers concrete mixer as well. Wow.
Yo, so I always got to say this, any place that just dunks their buns in butter before they put them on the burger is a friend of mine. So Culver's will always have a small piece of my heart. A heart attack on a plate.
That sounds like a phenomenal meal.
You boys know me well enough to know that I've done some fairly stupid things in my life. One of the dumbest things I've ever done was go into a Culver's, and as I was waiting to order, I pulled up the nutritional information. I regret that moment to this day, because every time I pull into one, I get this twinge of guilt. That just it takes over my whole body.
See, no, you just got to power eat your way through the guilt in all these situations. Like when I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts, I used to order donuts to eat in line while I would wait for the breakfast sandwich, because then you don't have time to process any of that stuff. You're just eating. Always eat more, Jason. That's always the answer.
God, I love that about you. And by the way, to be clear, Wendy's could text me anything in the middle of the night. You up? I am running across that line. It is worth it.
I'll shotgun a Frosty Chino with you any day, Jason.
And I will flaunt it as I walk back in. Golic and Wingo, presented by Progressive Insurance. All guests join us on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Speaking of which, let's head over there. We'll head into the bubble. Marc J. Spears joining us, senior NBA writer. Marc, you're in the quarantine in Orlando. So, have you gotten any confirmation yet on what the meal was that Richaun Holmes crossed the line for?
Based on my one day in quarantine, it's going to be really hard for anything unless Paul Prudhomme or Emerald's out there cooking. I can't see me doing it. So no, but his mama told him it wasn't her cooking. He should have stayed his butt in his room.
Wow. So no fast food. Well, we're getting so many out here, from, the Five Guys to the In-N-Out to the Culver's to all the different ones. A lot of Whataburger. We're getting a lot of Whataburger out there. So there's no fast food that you would cross that line for another 10 days of quarantine.
No, unless not even if Jesus. Maybe if Jesus was cooking it, then there might be something special to it. The New Orleans daiquiris, though. Maybe it's not food. Maybe it's that New Orleans drive-through daiquiri shop. If somebody said I could jump in the car and they'd take me through that daiquiri and slide me back real quick, maybe I'll risk it for that.
See, all of a sudden, there's something.
We all got something.
I see you are also a man of culture, Marc. So welcome to the party on that one. So you mentioned, though, one day into this. So what's the process been like for you right now? Is someone going through it firsthand in real time here?
Well, I took the COVID test for the first time on Sunday night, and you feel good. I feel like I've been doing the right thing, but until you see the results, you're nervous. And so I got it, and I was cleared, and that was good. And one thing I'll give the NBA, man, they're painstaking right now. They're taking my temperature. They've given me 20 masks. They're taking your oxygen intake. Something they gave me. They got a gadget that when I do get out, if I'm within 6 feet of somebody for more than 20 seconds, it starts yelling at me. So they've been really, painstaking about making it work. And the one thing that's going to be, I think, disappointing for me as a writer is there are a lot of players, coaches, even referees that I have good relationship with. I can't visit with them. I could go to see him at games. I could see him at practice. But in terms of, breaking bread, Monty Williams asked me if I wanted to go fishing with him. Or I got, Kyle Korver talked about drinking some wine, staying with Josh Hart. I can't do that. So while I will be here for some really important basketball, it's going to be really hard to kind of build relationships because they're just trying to be super safe about it.
Talking to Marc Spears, senior NBA writer for The Undefeated. He's down in Orlando in quarantine. And you mentioned, Marc, talking to some of the different players. What's the sort of level of anxiety for players being in this strange situation and trying to figure out how to navigate quarantine life?
I think they're just getting used to it. perhaps the first 36 hours are the weirdest because they got 36 hours. I got 7 days, and I'm like that little kid whose parents would have let him go out to play. Man, I'm just looking at this window at this little lake and can't do nothing. But I guess in a sense we've been quarantined at home in California for a while, so I'm kind of used to it. I think it's almost like the players are enjoying their freedom, getting to know the place. But I think the thing that's going to get harder as time passes is like, hey, man, my coworkers are cool, and you guys like your coworkers, but being with your coworkers and not your loved ones for a long time can get probably a little old pretty fast. So it'll be interesting to see how guys pass the time here. But with the tests and with everything they're doing, I mean, so far, so good. Things seem to be on the up and up.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.